and cultural programs.
Hello and welcome. I'm Angela Rice Beamer, and we're here at the beautiful Germantown campus of Montgomery College for a program called Chautauqua. If you stay with us, you'll get an idea of what Chautauqua is all about, but there's really nothing like being here to witness this living history performance firsthand. Tonight, scholar-actor Doug Mishler takes the stage as states' rights advocate, four-time presidential candidate, and former governor of the state of Alabama, George C. Wallace.
I am an old man now. I have climbed my last political mountain. When I retired a year ago in 1986, after my 17th year as governor of Alabama, I decided that I would not run again for any office, no matter how much the people of Alabama begged me to. They weren't begging anymore, but you know, I've spent my whole life, my whole political life, my whole ordinary life, trying to fight for what I call the little man. Those people who have been beaten and abused and neglected by governments and by Yankees. Because I know that most of the problems in this country come from Yankee bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. But in all my years, I fought for the beautician, the police officer, the fireman, the teacher, the lawyer even, to try to make their lives a little better. For that, I've been called a racist, a bigot, that I hate everything. I don't hate. I've never hated any of my political opponents. For some reason, I'm said that I hate. You know, I was a young politician. You know him. He was just here in Montgomery and came by to see me, and we spent several hours talking. Jesse Jackson. And he's leading a thing as he runs for president called the Rainbow Coalition. As we talked, I realized that Jesse Jackson, a man who had once worked with Martin Luther King, was a man doing something that I felt very comfortable with, because I thought his Rainbow Coalition was very much the Stand Up for America that I had run on for president 4 times. We started talking, and he brought up the subject. He said, "Governor, you're always a hater, and I am not that." I said, I'm not. They said, "Well, what about Arthur Bremer?" I said, "Well, the man who shot me back in 1971, 16 years ago, and put me in this chair, I don't hate him. We all have to make our peace with God. He has to as well as I. I don't hate. I fought hard. I fought against integration. I fought the Kennedys. I fought Lyndon Johnson. I fought Richard Nixon, and fought Ronald Reagan as well. But I never hated any of them. But I fought for the little man because I thought it was right." Now, part of the reason people call me a bigot and everything else is, well, in part it's my own fault. I came to realize that a little late, perhaps. After I was shot, I started to think about my life, and what I tried to dedicate my life to was the little man, and somehow it got shifted. And what I felt in my heart and what I tried to accomplish was often destroyed by what I said. That my intemperate remarks had hurt many of the little people, black people. That's why in 1979 I went to the Dexter Avenue Church, Martin Luther King's old church. And I asked that congregation, as I asked Jesse Jackson, to pray for me and pray for this country. Pray to help all of us see the light and see truth. I told them that I never intended to hurt them, but I realized that while I meant fighting the government through legal means, many people came to understand that it meant by violence, and I was never against that. Not even so, I probably hurt them by just my words alone, and I apologize for it.